What is a home inspection? I'm Seattle real estate agent Rocky Flowers at Coldmaker Bain, and I'm going to go over hiring an inspector, different types of inspections, inspection cost, and I'm going to ask one of my favorite inspectors a few questions about home inspections, so be sure to watch to the end. How do you choose an inspector? Choosing an inspector is the first step in the home inspection process. Agents like myself will have a trusted inspectors we've worked with in the past and we can recommend. You as a buyer can also find an inspector on your own. Whatever the case, the inspector should be licensed, insured, have a solid experience building homes and conducting home inspections. Personally, I look for inspectors that not only inspect the home, but educate my clients on how to care for the home long term. What are the types of inspections? In the Puget Sound region, we commonly conduct two equally important types of inspections: basic home inspections and sewer inspections. For the basic home inspection, the inspector is going to inspect all the major interior and exterior systems. These include the foundation, the crawl space, plumbing, heating, electrical, cooling, appliances, the attic, and the roof. Some inspectors will also look for signs of pests at no extra charge. In the event the inspector finds a serious issue in the system, such as the electrical system, the inspector may recommend you hire a specialist, such as an electrician, to give their more qualified opinion. Before I move on to the second type of inspection, we're a little more than halfway through this video, and if you're still watching, you must like what you're seeing, so please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and follow me in all of my social accounts to stay up to date. What are sewer inspections and why should you have one? The second type of inspection to your home is a sewer inspection, and honestly, sewers are the bane of my real estate existence. Almost every time there's a major issue in a transaction, it has to do with the sewer. Sewers are buried underground, so no one can see them day to day. Homeowners usually have no idea there's an issue until something catastrophic happens, like a major backup, or when they go to sell their home, a prospective buyer inspects the sewer and finds an issue. Sewer repairs can be very costly, so it's best to discover any problems before you commit to buying the home. So how does it work? It's super simple. The sewer inspector is going to run a camera through the sewer line until it connects to the sewer main, looking for any issues. For those on septic systems, you can check out my septic blog on the website. Now for the part you've been waiting for, a few questions from the home inspector. Say hello to my friend Clete here with KC Inspections. He's here to answer some questions that you've all been wanting to know about home inspections. For homes built in the 1900s and 1990s, what decade and style of homes do you typically see the least amount of issues?
Well, it's kind of tough to pinpoint an exact decade. There's always been good builders and there's always been bad builders. Me personally, homes anywhere from like the late 80s through the 90s and into the 2000s, those homes are generally well built. Kind of as a umbrella statement.
What is one issue you could find during a home inspection where you'd recommend the buyer reconsider buying the home?
So one thing about being a home inspector is that technically I'm not supposed to sway a buyer one way or another. So I could never say, hey, don't buy this house. But I can say, like, a big red flag to me would be anything with the foundation. Big cracks in the foundation, big settlement cracks inside in the drywall, things like that. That is a big red flag. Now, that being said, depending on the budget of the buyer, everything can be fixed with money.
From an inspection point of view, what should buyers be looking for while touring homes with a real estate agent?
Well, one thing I would look for is how does it look like the home has been maintained? Regular maintenance is important to owning a home. When you start to defer maintenance, that's when things start to break down, servicing your furnace, making sure the roof is free of debris, just things of that nature. Those things are all important to a home's longevity.
What are some areas inspectors can inspect and how do you advise on those?
So often, a good example of that is a place with like, loft ceilings, elevated ceilings. I inspect those with a thermal imaging camera. That is, you can only see so much with a thermal imaging camera. You can see heat transfer and things like that, but you still can't get in there and actually get physical eyes on any of those things. So that's kind of more of a monitor item. We can get a good gauge based on what the roof looks like and by running the thermal imaging camera around. But if you can get your hands on an as-built list, maybe by the builder, they don't always exist in like older homes, but sometimes that information is out there. So it's always good to ask if there is any of that kind of information.
A fun one, what is the craziest thing you come across during a home inspection?
Appropriate?
That's a good one. I like that. Inappropriate. Let's see which one makes
One that comes to top of mind was I was called out to do an inspection on what I believe to be a single family home. It was a large home. I remember looking at the square footage and thinking, wow, that's a big house for its location. It probably should be condemned. I'm not far off there, maybe not quite that bad, but in one of the apartments, there was literally dirt floor coming in from the east side of the house, and the kitchen sink was built right into the dirt.
Wow.
There was like an old style, like, I don't know if you've ever seen these. They're like, it's just like a hot plate. Like it's got a heat coil that plugs in.
Oh, the things that cause fires all the time?
Yes, that was sunk into the countertop. Like the countertop had been cut and sunk in like a makeshift stovetop. There was electrical wiring going everywhere, sub panels everywhere. There was a hodgepodge of windows that had been cut in and all sorts of stuff. Leaks, smells, mold, all sorts of stuff. And it ended up taking me like 5 hours. It was the project from hell. But anyway, we still got it done.
Was that the appropriate one or the inappropriate?
The inappropriate one might be for off camera.
Okay. Thanks, Clete, so much for being here. And if you would like to get some more information on inspections and get Clete's information so he can do your inspection, his information was down in the details. How much do inspections cost? Costs for home inspections vary by the inspector, location, and the size of the home, but in today's dollars, I would suggest you budget around $500 to $1,000 for an average priced home. Sewer inspections are going to cost about $300 or more, so make sure to budget home inspections in your search process. You have to pay the inspector at the time of service. That's all I have for you today in regards to home inspections, and I hope this was helpful. Follow me for more videos like this and contact me to help you with your real estate needs. Rocky Flowers, the Cold Maker Bain signing out, and I will see you around the town.